Welcome to Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
Welcome, folks.
Indeed, indeed.
Welcome, folks. Welcome to another exciting edition of Treasure Talk. And boy, I had a rough start today, didn't I, Jeff?
Yeah, yeah. You had computer problems.
Oh, it's the internet does that all the time. And Jocelyn was just reading to me the live stream, and she's the real star of the show.
That's right.
I think Sam Truckley said that.
Yep.
Jocelyn's the real star of the show.
Yep.
But, she's been having her tooth trouble today, so it's not been. But she did get a shot in her knee, so.
Well, you know what to do for the tooth. It's called red wine.
Red wine. That's what her dentist said. Have a glass of red wine at nighttime.
Tell her to have a bottle.
She said, "Go buy me some." We got so much red wine there at the house. We just got to open a bottle.
That's right.
Anyway, I've sold quite a few of the Treasure Talk premium sand sifter, the Pro Sand Sifter.
The Pro Sifter Titanium.
Yeah. Titanium. This has got to be the lightest scoop ever made. Full-size scoop, I should say. So far I've got back 3 reviews from people who've used it, and they just love it. You know, they send me pictures of them. And the one bought it for his wife and kept it himself. I thought that was very smart of him.
Well, that's dangerous as heck.
He said, "I'm not letting it go." So he's going to have to get one for his wife for sure.
That's right. If he's smart, he will.
He will quickly. Very
quickly.
Yes. And to me, it's such a nice product that it's that light. I just am amazed. But, you know, it's like I always say, you get the right tool for the job.
Yep. And unfortunately, I hadn't got to try mine out yet.
Me neither. I haven't either. Yeah. Like I said, today we were at the knee doctor. So I didn't get to try it out today.
Well, the last time I was going to try it out, I ended up in the hospital. So
are we doing better now, Jeff?
Yeah, I'll probably get the all clear from my doctor tomorrow. So
awesome. That's perfect.
But I'm waiting. I know I'll be down there the 11th through the 17th. So you're going to be over at the beach.
Yeah, we'll be doing some digging for sure.
Yep.
Well, tonight's show, we've got an exciting guest coming on, and he makes the right tool for the job, doesn't he?
And he does. He does. So you better do all our housekeeping.
Yeah, let me get at it then. Of course, today's show is brought to you by your friends at Myers Metal Detectors, which is all around me here, where we sell fun and adventure. That's what we sell. We sell fun. Let's face that fact. And of course, views, thoughts, and opinions expressed here by the Treasure Talk guest and member belong solely to the guest and member, and not necessarily to Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers, Myers Metal Detectors, or Jeff Mullen.
True.
And of course, the most important part, the purpose of Treasure Talk is to promote the hobby of treasure hunting, metal detecting, and all the forms of treasure hunting, and to educate our members in a fun, informative manner. And that's what we're going to do today, like we always do.
Yes, we do. And we had a question
already.
Yeah. You see that?
Yes, from Martin Monson. Does the breakdown?
There's the handle
breakdown into 2 pieces for travel. Well, it just so happens it does.
Yeah, that's the travel handle. You can get just a solid handle as well.
And you know, Jeff, I didn't know this, but Dima makes colored handles too.
Oh, really?
And I think tomorrow I'm going to have some blue ones.
Oh, that'd be even better. Yeah, he likes the. I know on his carbon fiber shaft for the Equinox, he has electric blue.
Yes, I think that's the color blue. I'm going to have to post a picture on Treasure Talk.
Yeah, that's kind of like blue spade blue.
Yes. because I had gotten an order for one. The guy called me up and he must have heard about the show or something. He said he saw it on the show, and I don't think he was a member of Treasure Talk, but he asked me about it, and he says, "Does it come in the colors?" So I had to text Dima real quick, and he says, "Yes, he has blue." So that's what he ordered.
Yeah, that'll be good. That's just in stock at Myers Metal Detectors.
It'll be here tomorrow. Yes, it will.
Yes,
So
indeed. So if y'all want one, let's break down the price for them real quick.
yes, for the travel or the straight handle is $349.95, and it's $18 to ship it because I got to put that most of the time in 2 boxes, especially if it's that long pole. And then if they want the pull handle, which CKG makes their own pull handle, and I don't see one with it on.
I got mine right here.
The pull handle is $29.95.
Yeah. So
The cool thing about being in the store is you can go grab something off the shelf, and there it is right there.
there's the pull handle, and
Yes.
it's angled just correctly. It
Yes.
fits your hand very well. It's rubberized grip. It fits very securely. It's very light. So then you've got, I mean, that is a full size scoop, people.
Yes, and it
Full
weighs
size scoop.
2.2 pounds 4 ounces.
And if you look closely, you'll see what we designed in it was the jewelry catcher.
Yes,
And that is going to be a savior because there's nothing worse than getting out there. You may have a little gold earring or something, and it keeps falling through the scoop, This way, you're gonna get that little stuff.
yeah, it drives you nuts when it falls through the scoop.
It does.
Because
This thing is rugged too.
Yeah, that's the diamond earring that you wanted to find,
Yep,
and it keeps falling through. So this will save you from going nuts for sure.
that's for sure. That is for sure. Well, we better get after it, hadn't we?
Yes, we better bring our guest on, and he'll tell us how hot it is there.
Yes, indeed. And you have seen him before. He is a prominent guest on Treasure Talk. He is fully endorsed. His products are fully endorsed by Myers Metal Detectors and Treasure Talk, in stock in Myers Metal Detectors at all times. And you have seen him before, the Key Date Kid, Casey Dittman, who invented, and he makes by hand each one the Excalibur digging tools. Trust me, the best on the market. So let's bring in Casey Dittman. Hello.
Good day. It is I, Merlin.
Oh my God. It's Camelot.
Yes, Merlin here. And I've got a great shovel that breaks down as well.
Oh, yes, we do. I happen to have one of those in the Treasure Talk colors.
Of blue and chrome.
Yes.
And I got the black one here.
You have 3 spade options now. You have a standard, a wide, and a wide long. Whoops.
Oh my goodness. Merlin, you are
for those field hunters.
Yes, indeed. That looks really, we're going to have to talk about that. Phil, get ready to place an order.
Yeah,
Check this out right here. We've got a normal school backpack. Just go ahead and open it up. Down here is a Merlin shovel. Ready to go and dig.
That's like magic, man.
That is.
It truly is.
You could put that in the backpack with your lightweight detector that compresses down, like the Deus 2 or the Legend or the Equinox, and the shovel would all fit in the backpack.
It's like magic.
It is.
That's right. It's just, the magic of Merlin. It just, I tell you what, if you get yourself an Excalibur Merlin, it's be like digging in Camelot. Every signal will be a solid gold ring.
There you go. How about a gold coin, Jeff? We want gold.
I'd take a gold.
All
All right. I'm going to get the Key Date Kid.
Okay, we'll be right back with him.
Bye.
Ah, Jeff.
I don't even think Merlin drinks.
Oh, that's
That's
got
my job. Thank you very much.
that's got to go down as one of the funniest. That's great.
Let's see. I think we might have missed a couple of questions. I don't know.
All righty, guys. Nice to be here.
Hey, you better watch out. That Merlin, he can get you.
Yep, I think he froze me there for a minute with his magic, and he went away with a puff of smoke.
Well. You mean to tell me that Merlin is a vapor?
Yeah, he's up with the new age technologies.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was really cool. So you were talking about the Merlin shovels, and that's what I got here for the folks to see. That is nice, guys.
And all my shovels, even the ones that I've sold in previous years, I've changed the warranty to 5 years. So we're in a business together when you get an Excalibur.
Well, I tell you what, there's nothing like it on the planet.
Yeah, and for a travel version, this thing is super strong. You can't even. I guess the tolerances are really tight on it. You can't even move it at all.
Yeah, they are super tight, and they've even got a little tighter. But now it's just such a refined piece. They're so solid, and they're kept at a minimal modular design so that it's more reliable. If you start adding a bunch of bells and whistles, then you'll have issues. So that's the main goal, is something that would truly honor the name of Excalibur.
Well, it certainly does. I tell you what, because it's indestructible. It does the job that it was made to do. If you're, for instance, you get a Merlin, and now you can have what, 3 heads, right, Casey?
3 spade, yep.
3 spades. I mean,
Yep.
that's totally unheard of in this industry, in this business. But you can have a narrower one if you're digging in a yard or a park, for instance. And I mean, you can cut a real fine plug with that. Then you can go into the wider one if you're digging in a field. And then now I guess you've got the longer wide one.
Yes, the wide and long. So I had a person, they bought a 3 spade Merlin. The day it got delivered to their house, they bought another 3 spade Merlin.
Well, they're smart people.
Yeah,
You sell a ton of them, don't you, Phil?
yeah, they are my favorite shovel to sell. I sold 3 of the wides last week, but I'm surprised that I sell them now this time of year because it's been so hot. But Casey, you were saying it was hot where you're at too, huh?
Yep, I got my nose burned. I didn't put sunblock on it over the weekend. But out in the desert right now, it's a 95 to 105 degrees out there. And yeah, it's hot.
Well, people that if they are relic hunters, they're going to dig. Spring, summer, fall, winter, they're going to dig. That's just the way it is. They're going to dig.
If they're diehard relic hunters, I guess I'm not a diehard relic hunter anymore. But if they are, they're going to hunt year round for sure, not just in the winter time.
Well, yeah, I mean, but they're the diehard relic hunters, and they're out there. And if they have the proper digging tool, it makes it that much easier.
Yeah, you have to have the right tool for sure.
We can't bypass that hand digger. Now that sucker is cool.
Yeah, that's this guy right here. Oh, that's a cool color on yours. So, Casey, what desert are you hunting in?
The Great Basin.
The Great Basin.
So, yeah, there's most of Utah is desert. There's mountainous area. I'm in Salt Lake, and yeah, it's mountainous. But once you get in the Salt Lake Valley, it's a I think they call it a cold desert or a dry desert. something like that. But yeah, it gets hot. There's what do they call it? Lake Bonneville that used to be here. So the Bonneville Salt Flats, that gets hot out there, and there's mirages everywhere. And the Donna Reed party went through it, and it was the roughest part of the second to worst part of their.
Yeah.
And they had cattle running off out there, and it's pretty interesting, the history out there of the Bonneville Salt Flats. The oldest known use of chewing tobacco, I think it's 14,000 years ago or 10,000, something crazy. Was found out in that desert.
Okay. So
Crazy stuff.
yeah, that's the salt flats where they race the cars and the motorcycles.
Correct.
And
And
that's where they just set the speed records, right?
land speed records are set out there. Yep.
Yeah, because it's so flat. And how long is it?
It's huge. It's massive. Like, I don't even know how many miles. It's like probably the size of some of the states on the East Coast. I mean, it's huge.
Well, it would have to be with some of the speeds they're going, and I don't think they even bother to put brakes on some of those things.
Yep. They have parachutes on them, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see. A lot of people go out there and they don't know exactly where to go. And what they don't know is that the salt flats kind of work like quicksand. So they drive their car thinking, I'm going to go drive my own car out here. And then they just sink right down into the wet salt, and they have to get pulled out.
Well, they can set a speed record too with an Excalibur shovel. Speed record digging a good plug.
That is correct. And the recovery speed with Excalibur shovels, it speeds up your recovery speed because of the design, the engineering, and oh my gosh, this one's so cool. But yeah, the WL here is good for a field hunter.
WL, what's that?
Wide and long.
Wide, long. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it's the wide spade, but lengthened. It's 11 inches long. So you're going to speed up your recovery times with these. They're lightweight as well. I make them as lightweight as possible. And when I see other shovels out there, I'm usually lighter than most of them. And sometimes I get equaled, but it's rare to see one lighter than mine.
Well, yours is so well balanced. It doesn't have to be feather light, because a feather light shovel is going to bend in most instances.
Or fail.
Unless it's made out of titanium. I have found that with my Cirque, I have a regular Cirque and Blue Spade Blue, and when I use the D handle, and then I have my Merlin, my Treasure Talk colored Merlin, the Blue Spade Blue and Chrome, and it's just well balanced. I don't get to, and I'm an old turkey, so. When we're out dirt digging, I'm looking for my next nap, and I don't get tired carrying the shovel at all. Plus it's good. It helps me get my largeness up off the ground.
And that's the thing is, it's light, so you can carry it for longer. You can carry it all day. Some of these shovels are 5 pounds or more, and you see the people with them on their shoulder, and it looks like it's just torturing them out there. So I just don't want to be anywhere near that. If I offer 17 inches to 51 every inch, and even the ones that get up to 51 are still, they're probably about 4 to 4.5 pounds at the heaviest. They're still really.
What size are you using, Phil?
This one here is the same size as mine. I think mine's 36 inches. Is that what your standard size is?
Yeah, and so that one's probably going to be about 3.5, a little under 3.5 pounds. Or wait, actually, no, it's 3.25 pounds on a 36 wide. 3.25 pounds, so barely over 3 pounds. 36-inch shovel. That's going to do you right out there.
Oh yeah, it's perfect for cutting a plug. If I'm in a park, I'm using the hand digger like that. But if I'm on a lot that I have permission on, I'll use that shovel to cut a super nice plug with it. It just
Yep.
works great.
Oh yeah, and
And
Go ahead.
I've heard about people in parks that they usually will get kicked out if they bring a shovel in, but they're using one of my shovels and they leave them alone, or they talk to them and they see them dig a plug and they say that's mighty fine, that's okay, you can keep going out here. So we want to keep it that way. If people are going to make messes in those places, even more of them will become off limits, because they've created this law that I think is towards metal detectorists, and it's called destroying native flora. So if you're digging plugs out of the grass and not putting them back in, and you should only be digging a 2 slice or a 3 slice plug. You should never detach the roots from the rest of the
no,
grass. But yeah, it's gonna hold up well for you, and you're gonna recover more targets because you can cover more ground, and you have more time because you can carry it longer, and then you're gonna get more targets, and that's more treasure.
that's right, that's right. And plus, the fact is, if you get a permission and you're using a good product such as yours, and you're digging the proper plugs, chances are they may refer you
Oh
with
yes,
permission. But if you're digging, with a backhoe and stuff like that, you're gone. You're going to lose that permission plus any others.
yep. And people have seen me, and sometimes me and my buddy were detecting a yard, and they're just walking along. And when you're doing that yourself, so on your permissions out there, everybody, just give the people that walk by, the pedestrians, give them a smile, say hi, even though, you're trying to focus on detecting, say hi to them, because I don't know how many times now I have done that, or my partner has done that. And they're like, I live right here. You can come metal detect my yard.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
it happens. It's happened a bunch, and it's just another way to find more trash. And I actually had one where a lady said, "Hey, you can come hunt my yard," and I found a Jubilee from 1897. It's pretty rare.
Yeah, people do notice how you comport yourself in their on their property, because I've had the same thing. People say, "Hey, if you want to come over and do our yard or whatever, or you ask permission, you've got people that you've hunted before, you can use them as a reference, and a lot of people they'll call, and especially if you're hunting in a small town, everybody knows everybody, so it
Yes,
just pays with good housekeeping, it
it
just
does for
does.
sure. And you look back when you're done, and you can't even tell that you were there when you're just standing on the sidewalk or the parkway or whatever looking at it. If you go and inspect, obviously it's almost impossible to make it perfect, but you can make it look really good. And I've impressed a lot of people with how they're like, you detected, you dug in here. I'm like, yeah. And
Oh yeah,
and
I
it's
mean,
like there's hundreds, there's hundreds of them in your yard. But you do it if you cut it right. You don't have to worry about the grass dying and things like that.
yep, and you don't have to worry about muddy spots, anything like that. So let's talk a little bit about the handle,
Hmm.
both on the spades and the hand digger, and some
Hmm.
of the other cool features that you put into them.
Yeah, this handle here for the T handle, my handles are, this adds a lot of time to fill this handle in. So it doesn't fill with dirt, which ends up in your car. But that's what the difference is with my tools is the competition can't they can't afford to put the time that I put in to each shovel. I put a lot of time into each one, and I look it over literally hundreds of times as I'm fabricating it. I'm checking every little piece, every little joint, everything, ensuring that it's quality. And if anything is wrong, it is corrected or I scrap it. And I've had I got a new heat treat process that I've invented, and these things are insanely hardened now, and you're gonna have that edge. You don't have to worry about sharpening that edge anymore.
Yeah, well, we got somebody in the chat tonight. I want everybody to go along with us and wish Dan Moonlight Graham a happy birthday. It's his birthday today. So, Grammar Time, aka Moonlight Graham, happy birthday from Treasure Talk.
Mm-hmm. And with the giveaway,
Sure.
if they want the WL, it's theirs.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
with my giveaway, it's a choice of any shovel on my site, but it's one piece.
One piece, right? Yep.
Cool. That's awesome.
I tell you what, there's going to be some lucky puppy tonight. I'm going to tell you that.
Yeah, I wish I could be in that one for sure.
I couldn't believe that as soon as I got this up, it was within hours of listing my WL spade. I sold 2, and I was just shocked. And it's been rather popular. But all of them, the standard, the wide, and the wide long, they've all been super popular. The hand digger, I love to my goal is to perfect it. And it is the perfection that's going on here.
That hand digger is
better and better. And with the heat treat process that I've come up with, these things are more than legit.
What's the idea behind the little bumps on the handle?
So these bumps there are for if you're in wet or muddy conditions and they're not there, your hand is just going to spin around on there. So these tacks here they give you a grip when it's wet or rainy. Same with the D handle. So people have asked me, like I had one guy ask me, he's like, hey, will you not put the tacks on the D handle? And I told him, if it gets rainy or muddy, your hand will just spin around on there. And I sink them down in pretty good. And they, so you get a good grip out of it, and it's not too intrusive on the comfort for your hand. I actually enjoy it. I think it's kind of like an ergonomic massage as you're carrying it type of situation with it.
Well, it makes it easier to grip. That's for certain. And especially, in the summertime, when it's hot and you're sweating, you're going to appreciate those tacks on there.
Absolutely.
Because some of the others, specifically the hand diggers that had like the what do you call them? For want of a better word, the bicycle grip on it.
Yeah, bicycle grip.
And that, they glue it, but that glue wears out and then it starts spinning. There's nothing worse than trying to dig a plug and having the thing spin, or you pull it back and the grip comes off, and you're not going to have that problem with an Excalibur. Plus, you've got the double serrated edge, right, Case?
Yep. You can get double, right side, left side, or no serrations. So, any preference for the digger, I try to cover it for them.
Well, it looks like we had a question there, Jeff. It disappeared, but I think it was JP Hobbyist was asking Casey if you leave part of your plug attached and flip it over, or you cut the whole plug?
Absolutely. Yeah, you'd never detach the roots from the rest of the roots on a piece of grass. You should only cut either a plug like this or like a V plug.
And then just
like that, and you flip it up. When I first started detecting about 2014, 13, and I had a friend say, hey, you can come to my house and metal detect. And I went over there and I dug full plugs, and I went back like a week later, and every one of them was a dead grass spot. And I knew that I shouldn't detach the roots at that time because I'm involved in the golf industry. So I knew you shouldn't, but I I didn't like it. I felt like it was slowing me down. But once you get used to it, once you get used to cutting plugs correct, then you go just as fast.
Right.
It just takes a little bit of practice. And yeah, it's annoying when you can't cut a full plug and then wave over the hole or the plug and find out if the target's in either. It's more difficult, especially with the DD coils. DD coils are harder to pinpoint with in comparison to like a concentric. So yeah, you just want to be careful with that. But yeah, just keeping the plugs together is is key, and keeping those roots. I've seen them heal perfectly where none of that grass on that plug died. So I'd say unless it's your own house, never cut a full plug.
Never, never. There's really no reason to. You can hinge it back and it'll stay connected, and you got plenty. That's why you got a pinpointer. If you know what you're doing the first time, you get the general area with your detector. Then you've got a hand pinpointer you can go in with, and your hand digger. So there's no reason to massacre somebody's yard. And it's just like Dirty Paws Detecting. This is a compliment for you, Casey. He states it's nice for Casey thinking about the end user, and that you have to do that.
Yes, yeah, that's the whole thing. Is I just want to. My whole thing is I want to be like, I want to show that I'm right, and that my tools are right. And I just try to cover every base that I can. I believe that the new age way of digging is digging a plug, like I'm talking about, flipping it up. Then you go down on the ground. I know a lot of you don't want to bend over or go down on the ground and get up. But man, sometimes I walk around all day and it feels great to crouch down. I'm like, oh man, finally a break.
Well, that's part of it, though, Casey. That's part of it. If you can't get down on the ground, even on one knee, then you're in the wrong thing.
Yep.
You know?
And then you get down and you get your hand digger and you pinpoint it. Sometimes you do the crosshairs, pinpoint it, and then you chisel it out, and you avoid scratching coins. Either way you dig, there's scooping and plugging. I say
Yes.
you can scratch a coin,
and you can always use a coveted Myers metal detector towel.
and
You can not only wipe your little tootsies on it, but you can also lay it down and put the extra dirt on it, so you're not leaving mud spots.
That is correct.
And somebody I know stocks these.
Absolutely.
Those are cool.
Those are coveted, by the way.
They are
very much coveted.
For sure.
That's
People
right.
love that. Hey, so Casey, real quick, tell us what you found out in the desert getting your nose sunburned.
It was I went on one of the hairiest roads I've ever been on. It was rocky. My friend, there was this washout. The road was washed out, and I started throwing rocks in where it was washed out. And he's like, "That's going to take you all day." And about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, I filled that thing in. The treasure fever. I was like, "I got treasure fever, bro." So I filled that thing in. And it was an interesting journey getting there. It was I don't even know, like 30 miles off road. And I got a ring, and it hit 10 on my Manticore. It was a 10, and I'm like, but this thing is hitting good, So I dug it. It was a ring, and I was like, it can't be copper. It can't be zinc. It's a 10. And I started looking at it, thinking about it, and I realized it's a lead ring. It's made of lead. It's got to be. And I've never found a lead ring. I found gold rings, silver rings, brass rings, things like that, zinc. But I've never found a lead one, but they didn't know back in the day.
Right.
What
I would have thought it would have rang up a little higher, but I guess if it was thin, it could.
Yeah, it's a lady's ring. Yeah. So yeah, it's a little dainty one. And then I I camped out there. Next day, you know, you're hunting around. And the thing is, with the ghost towns, I know people love to hunt the ghost towns, but the truth is that they, there's been thousands of metal detectorists to almost every ghost town looking for treasure and detecting. So it's incredibly difficult to find things. For me, it's probably about a one out of three times that I find a coin or a token. Sometimes 50%, but yeah, more 40% ish, something like that. It's not as often as my YouTube videos show. You know, I don't show the bad days, but um, the second day I saw a sagebrush bush and it was dead. And so when I see dead sagebrush, I'll rip it out because it comes out as easy as could be. And I saw a dead sage in it, and I ripped that out, and there was a can, like an old tin can, sitting right in the middle. And I moved the can, and I looked down. Don't see anything. I detect over it. I'm getting 12, 13, 12, 13. And this was on my 800. I went to the 800 the second day because I'm a small coil hunter, and the manticore. Come on, guys, give me that small coil. I need
It's
that.
coming.
Absolutely.
So
It's coming.
Hey, let's get it.
I popped out 1892 V nickel, and that was yesterday.
Oh, that's good.
hmm
For sure.
So my buddy Stapley, he got a 1911S Barber dime and some other things. But, you know, and we get relics and we love relics. And it's funny because we kind of focus a lot on coins and tokens and things like that. But, you know, I got all sorts of relics. If there's something I don't have, it goes into the collection for sure.
Well, cool. Now it's time for a word from our sponsor.
Awesome. Phil Myers here from Myers Metal Detectors. And today I'm going to show you some really cool tools. It's kind of hard to get excited about shovels and digging, but I always say get the right tool for the job. And first I'm going to show this is the Excalibur hand digger. Excellent tool, serrated on both sides. Excellent for cutting those nice neat plugs. And of course we have a nice custom leather sheet for that. We stock these here in the shop. And this is the #1 tool. This is best quality, buy it one time. And then let me show you the Excalibur digger. This one is the Merlin. Going to take a trip, travel, or put this in your backpack. Nothing stronger than this. This is just an awesome shovel. And let me just show you real quick how easy it is to take apart. It's extremely tight tolerance, and you won't go wrong with that shovel. Now I'll show you the two most popular ones we have in the shop, and that is the, I guess, Sir K Y. This is the 31-inch. Excellent tool for metal detecting and digging. And then if you tall guys like me, this one I think is probably 36 inches tall. And this is an excellent tool too. Excalibur shovels, we have them in stock here in the shop. 813-237-1939. Or you can catch me on the Treasure Talk Facebook page, ask me a question, or you can come in the shop and see me and see those shovels in person. Extremely light and durable, excellent shovel for digging. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Right on.
Who was that next man?
Well done.
The heat was getting to me, so I think I went a little long-winded, a little slower than normal, Jeff. But
Well, you were starstruck. You had a real cool shirt on, and
oh yeah,
and
Got
you're,
the
Excalibur
you're handling the best product
Best
known to man.
ever, yes, for sure. Real durable tools for sure.
Well, yeah. Obviously, use common sense out there, people. Come on. You're not going to put it in your carry-on, in your luggage. I mean, think about it. You know, you get on. If somebody got on there with a shovel and wanted to go crazy, then they're gonna do some damage. I mean, it's an Excalibur.
Yeah,
So
here's a comment from Martin Monson. He said, just FYI, just the handle of my Merlin in my carry-on when
Just the
flying, and the spade part in my checked bag. TSA would not let the handle go on the cabin. It needed to be checked, and that I understand why, because the handle can be used as a weapon.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's put it in your checked bag, people.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah, because you could hit somebody with that and cause some serious damage. So
and trust me, if you're on a booked up flight, you're going to want to hit somebody.
If you're flying to England, yeah.
I don't care if you're flying a commuter. You're going to want to crack somebody. I'm telling you.
Hmm.
yeah, we don't want to be doing that. So yeah, check that in your luggage for sure.
Definitely do that. Your hand digger, luggage that thing. Don't put it in the carry-on. That is going to be taken away from you. It's not going to be allowed. So,
That's right. Put it in the checked baggage.
mhm.
And
But
then
there's a
you'll be
lot of
fine.
people that use them and go fly out of the country with them, and they keep them in their checked luggage. And I've never heard about an issue.
Trust me, if you're going to go to England, and we've got some people coming up through the rest of the year, next week, Chicago Ron will be here, and he has England trips. If you're lucky enough to get on one, we've got other people that are going to talk about going to England on a metal detecting trip. And trust me, you'll want a Merlin because the shovels over there are not great. Trust me, you want your own. And you want that one if you're digging in the fields. You'll want the WL, or just get a 3-part Merlin and take it all with you. Because there's another thing too. If you're digging into pasture, do the same thing with your plug. Just don't think because you're in a pasture that you can dig these big gaping craters. You need to still dig, a 3-sided plug and leave it attached, because
Yes.
the grass is what the cows and the sheep and all that other stuff, they graze on it. And trust me, the farmer out there, he don't want you leaving craters and a bunch of dead spots.
And a good tip is, if you're out there where the cattle are, their path that they travel on often on the same path. That hit that with your detector, because I found a 1876 seated quarter where cattle had been walking through this tight area, and got a 30 on the Equinox, and it was that was seated quarter. So when you're out in those areas where those animals walk through the pass, erosion, things like that, make sure to hit those spots. It's like fresh dirt.
Yes, indeedy, because that's where people have been.
Mm-hmm.
So Casey, now you've had the Equinox for a while. How long have you had your Manticore?
Probably about 3 months now.
Okay. And what are your thoughts comparing it to the Equinox?
I think it's I like to hunt with a small coil, but in the ghost towns you got to go in trash to find stuff, because all the clear stuff people have gone with their normal size coils and found. So you got to hit the trash. And but the Manticore, me and my friend detected a house. I used my 800. I think I might have used my 900, but my 800. He used his 800. We went over it. We cleared it. We pounded it. Then I got my Manticore out, and I started finding coins that we both were missing, and they weren't super deep, 4 to 6 inches, and just shocking how well that machine works. And I'm very impressed. The only downside to it is that, I like to go like 12 hours, sometimes 8 to 12 hours. And the battery life isn't as good as the 908 or 800, 900. The Manticore is not as good as that. So that's one thing you want to be prepared for if you're going to go do it all day on your lunch break or something. Hook up your Manticore, the headphones, and unit, and get them charged. I was seeing that question about the meteorites, and I have, it's a possibility I found one before and maybe recycled it, but they're very particular. You'll know it a lot of times when you get one. If you look it up on the internet, what you're looking for meteorites. But I will tell you, I was in Nevada about a month ago, and I was camping. I was in my tent, and I kind of have a fear of aliens, but it was pitch black. You could see the Milky Way, every star in the sky. It was incredible. And I was about to go to sleep, and all of a sudden, this blue light just came up, rising up on the side of my tent, and my hair stood up on my neck. I was terrified. I was like, "That's an alien ship." And
probably Merlin.
yeah, I was hoping it would have been nice if it was Merlin. And I peek up, and it was this massive meteorite coming through the atmosphere, and it had a blue luminous to it, and it was brighter than any shooting star by far I've ever seen. It was incredible. I loved it, and I was happy that it was not aliens.
Yes, indeed. Well, you know what we need to do right now, Casey? Let's give away a Excalibur shovel.
Perfect.
And then I got a story for you guys.
Okay.
You know
What we do is Casey has generously offered up a one-piece shovel of Excalibur with your choice of handle, D handle, T handle, or the small blade, large blade, or the wide long blade. And it's going to be a one-piece shovel in the color of your choice. And he's got myriads of colors. If it was me, I'd want it to be in Treasure Talk color, which is the top part is blue spade blue. Then it goes into chrome. That is one good looking shovel right there. So you can get it in 3 blade types, either one that you want. Now, what we do is, number one, you have to be a member of Treasure Talk, whether it be on Facebook or YouTube. If you're not a member on YouTube, it's very easy to do. You got to hit the subscribe button. You have to ring the bell for notifications and send an email and let me know that you're a new subscriber. That way I can get it to make sure everything's good. Then what you have to be tuned in to win, and you have to enter a phrase that I put in that you have to enter in the comments to be entered. That phrase this week was Excalibur Shovels. Quality is our middle name. And that indeed is true. So how we work this, I compile all the names from Facebook and YouTube. I put them into a random name picker. I pick the winner and an alternate. Once I call your name, and only if I call your name, you must text me at my phone number there with your name and you are here. You'll have 3 minutes to do that. Then we will go from there after I recognize that you have met the qualifications. You are a member, and every one name that I draw, I check and see. So, I was born at night. It just wasn't last night. So we're getting ready. Get your fingers ready, because you'll have 3 minutes to text me at my phone number with your name and that you are here for a magnificent Excalibur shovel. So, Jim Truckley, you have won an Excalibur shovel if you text within the next 3 minutes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jim Truckley. All righty. And while we're waiting for that, I want to read a comment. I saw this on the live stream. It's from Andrew T. He said Excalibur Merlin was great at detectable in England, stubble, pasture, and plowed. Also, I used it on the beach. Now, that's one thing I haven't done. I haven't used the shovel on the beach.
No, I haven't used it on the beach. That's what we have the Treasure Talk Pro Sifter Titanium for.
Yes.
The sand scoop's going to be the best tool for the job out there on the beaches. But that's the beauty of the Excalibur shovel. You could take a sand scoop and try to cut in someone's yard or in some dirt.
Well, in his defense, and you get over into England, and you get some of those beaches, they're pebbly.
Oh
They're
yes,
not
yeah.
the sand like we have. So I can understand where the shovel would be very beneficial over there.
Or a beach that's like on a stream or a river.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
might be
Yep.
really good for using it there too.
Yep.
Yep. And I've pounded rocks and stuff with them, and that edge is just as sharp as it was before. So it's on a new level. The materials I use they're expensive. And so, there's just so many things going on in Excalibur. So it's more expensive, but hey, I want to be the best. I want to prove that my stuff's the best.
It
and,
is.
and that's the goal here.
Now-
It is without a doubt. We have our winner, by the way.
Oh, awesome. Perfect.
Now, what he needs to do, he needs to email treasuretalkshow@gmail.com, name, address, phone number, the type of handle that you want, whether it be D handle or T handle, the length, and the spade that you want. What should he put down, Casey?
For
The type of spade, is it the
so
regular?
it's a standard, a W, a wide is what they're called. So a standard, a wide, or a wide and long. So the three
Okay.
types: standard, wide, and the third type is wide.
And the color that you want. And if you're smart, you'll put down Treasure Talk.
Yep. If you want me to tone the color for you, I will do that. I'll do that for you, Jim.
So that's what you need to do, Mr. Truckley, is you need to do that email. I will get it to Casey, and he will get your product to you. And you are one lucky individual, let me tell you that.
Mhm.
Yes, he is. He got
Yes.
I mean, real lucky.
one nice shovel for sure.
He needs to go buy some lottery tickets.
Yes. So Casey, we were talking about the salt flats. Do you metal detect on those too?
Yeah.
And what is a typical find on that?
Salt.
There's a lot of Henry repeaters out there. You'll find the shells from old Henry repeaters, the rim
Okay.
fires. There's arrowheads. I'm not all in that much into arrowheads, but there's lots of arrowheads out there. And I found a barber dime out there. It's interesting because there's not maps or anything, so you have to do your homework. And that's my thing is research for me. That's almost as fun as detecting. I love studying maps. I love searching newspaper archives. I love the research, and it gets me on spots that a lot of people don't know about.
Right. Now, when you find those coins there, does the salt tear them up?
The salt turns them. It puts the tarnish. It will the barber I got was good. I don't know. It was in a little bit of sandy salt, but usually they turn that bluish, dark color. They get that thick tarnish on them. I found some near the Great Salt Lake, and they're just tarnished. You almost can't even tell what they were because of the salt. The salt, it's rough on those coins. I think that the salt even will eat up a copper penny, like a zinc penny in a normal yard.
It does in the ocean, that's for sure.
Does it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I found a penny and I was like, this is a zinc penny. And it had, I could see the year. It was like 1980. And I'm like, this is a copper and it's been eaten up. Wow. I've never seen this for the collection.
Yeah. It tears up. The salt tears up the zinc ones. And I've dug silver coins that are like paper thin, and
Yeah.
in a sulfur spring, in spring water. But I guess all those things have an effect on it and just eats it up eventually. You had a question there, Jeff?
Yes, from Bill Murphy. He says, care to share any research tips?
There's lots of YouTube videos that show all of them, but newspaper archives. If you have an idea, you search keywords in them, and then you sort them by date and get the nice old ones. Another good one is like bird's eye maps. Remember that you guys seen the bird's eye maps where they were they're hand drawn, and what you do is you can kind of see the layout on those. They'll show you the roads, you know. And if you find some marker that on most of them, you can find a marker, you can measure off the blocks. So I'll get the 1800s bird's eye maps. I will look at them and where buildings were, and then I will get my Google map up on my phone, and I will go through and see where there's just dirt nowadays, or if it's a home or something, I'll go ask the homeowner. But in some circumstances, it's just a dirt field now. But 1870, there was a building there, and I did that one time, and my buddy found a 1876 seated dime there. So that's a good tip. I'm so obsessed with it. You know, like it's so fun for me. It's truly an obsession of mine. You know, like I kind of think I'm like kind of obsessed like Mozart and Beethoven and Einstein with their trades. I am kind of like that. I'm obsessed with it. I spend every day thinking about it. I go to sleep thinking about it. But you guys ready for my story?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this has probably crossed some of your minds out there, what happened here with this story. And so I remembered when I was in elementary school, I went to a friend's house, and I was kind of thinking back on it. I didn't know how to date a house or anything, but I was thinking back. This is about 5 years ago. I was thinking back, and I'm like, I think my friend had a really old house, you know, that we were in, and it was hidden in a neighborhood. It was well hidden into a neighborhood. So great chance that nobody's been there. So I went into the neighborhood and pulled up, and sure enough, it was a red rock foundation, which out here around 1900, that's when they started going to the concrete. And so it's red rock. I looked it up, and it was straight up 1900 house. So I'm like, yes. So I go and knock on the door, and this lady answers the door, and you know, I told her, hey, you know, I'm a metal detector. Do you mind if I spend some time metal detecting in your yard? And she's like, sure. Oh, that's great. And she's all, I was just scared you were going to try to sell me something or try to get me to sign up for something. And I'm like, no. I just like to find, you know, old coins and tokens and things like that. And she's like, you can detect anywhere here. You're welcome to detect. And I'm like, right on. My friend did not live there anymore. It's a rental house. Well, I detected, and it was covered in clad. There's clad everywhere. I did end up with a clad dollar, like an Eisenhower. Yeah. The clad dollar. I got one of those, and I got 1 wheat penny. So I finish up, and I told her, I'll show you what I find. So I finished. I go to her front door, knock on it, and she opens the door, and she is fully dressed in lingerie. And she says to me, do you want to come inside? And I said, I can't today, but if you let me come back, you know, may I consider it. And then I went back a second time, and the same kind of situation. And I told her, I was like, well, you know, maybe, you know, how about you, maybe next time. So then the third time, she just, that I asked her to come over and detect more, she just ignored me.
Well, she figured you were a dud.
Yeah.
Well,
I just want to keep it professional. You know, when it's something I'm passionate about like that, I don't want to, you know,
yeah.
get involved in something that's not good. So I just keep it professional and just conduct myself in a professional manner when I'm out there. But I was definitely flattered, and it definitely, you know, it's like, you know, some people think about it, and I've talked about some friends like getting hit on when you're asking permission. But pretty
Well, there's a new color you can put for a shovel. It's called Phil's Blush.
Blush red. Blush red for sure. Hey, well, it looks like that hour has gone really quick and ended on a low note.
Oh, Phil is blushing.
Well, Casey, I want to thank you for sure.
And thank
Thank you,
Merlin.
guys. Thanks, Phil and Jeff.
Yeah, and
Appreciate
thank you,
you guys.
Jeff. Thank you, Jocelyn, for helping out. And we're glad
Hey,
you're
Jocelyn,
on here today with us, Casey, and shared your wisdom on shovels and on detecting the salt flats and in Utah. That's cool.
Yep.
For
It's
sure.
a pleasure of mine.
Was that, I just got a quick question. Was that house number 708?
I don't know what the wait a minute.
Probably. But anyway, we got to thank you, Casey. And tell Merlin thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, that was
I'll let
great.
him know.
Merlin,
I'll let him know.
Merlin
He's
was
always
great for
welcome.
sure.
So we want to thank you for joining us tonight. And thank you so much for the wonderful giveaway. I know Mr. Truckley is going to be overjoyed once he gets his shovel. And he'll never use anything else. And I happen to know those people. They are avid relic hunters. Phil, we lost Phil. There he is. He hit a button. Anytime Phil hits a button, it's goodbye Giuseppe. So we hope that you will stop in and see us again soon. We thank you ever so much for enlightening everybody about your wonderful products, best in the world. And thank you, everybody, for watching. Join us next week when Chicago Ron will be here, and we will be talking about England trips and Aruba trips. So join us then. Phil, thank you, my buddy. And tell Jocelyn, yeah, she is the star. She's the star. Tell her to have a
Thank you, Jocelyn.
open a bottle when you get home for her tooth. It's strictly medicinal. Strictly medicinal. So thanks, everybody. Happy hunting, dig deeper, and thank you for watching. Good night, everybody.
We'll see you guys.
Take care.